guys, I'm Nicole, and then I'll be doing the facial lymphatic drainage, just simple methods that you can do at home. And then the most important thing is we have 3 different sections for the lymphatic flow in the face. And then there are 2 the most important spots. The section is divided like this at first, chin area, and it goes to the jaw, end of the jaw. The second part is under eye, and it still goes to the end of the jaw here. And then the third section is the forehead. The forehead doesn't go below the ear area, from the forehead goes to the side and then go to the ear and then back of the ear. So that's how the flow goes. And then they all connect to this area called profundus, below the ear and then the side neck from both sides. That's called profundus. And then all the lymphatic flow goes and gather in profundus and then goes down just above the clavicles, and then they finish and exit there, and that's called terminus. So it's very intuitive Latin. Terminus, it terminates there, and the profundus, not quite sure, but profounding, the gathering, that's how I call it. So that's the most important thing. The reason is you don't want to go against the flow, because everything all about the lymphatic drainage is to remove the toxin in the lymphatic system. So you want to go, don't rubbing up and down, because that could be against your lymphatic flow. So there are a lot of misinformation, or could be mixed with the deep tissue massage, which is quite different from lymphatic massage or lymphatic drainage. So there are a lot of information that's mixed up with deep tissue muscle massage, so that's not correct. So I'll explain just quick tip. So starting with the flow again, jaw, chin, jaw, and then profundus and terminus, and then the cheek area, cheek to end of the jaw, and then go down to profundus and terminus, and then forehead, ear, back of the ear, and then profundus and terminus. It's divided like this in 3 sections in both sides. So technically 6 sides, because from the center that is divided in 2, and then 1, 2, 3 divided in half, and then 6. So when you do the lymphatic drainage, important thing is you use, don't put too much pressure on your fingertips. So we'll be using this second joints of the fingers mostly, or the palm area or this side, gently, not too deep, because you don't want to pressure the lymph flow, lymphatic vessels too much, but just simple dragging and then release, so that you are just pressuring good enough to squeeze the lymph enough. But then if you go too deep, and then you're pressuring not only the dermis but fascia and then muscle layers. You don't want to go that deep. But then that's still valid for muscle deep tissue massage, but that's not about the stimulating lymph nodes. So remember that it's in usually this second joint area, gently push, and then you can see it as just dragging the skin to the downward, and then release. And then when you release it, you don't want to go rub it like up against, because that's against the flow. So drag and then release, and drag and release, drag and release. It's not like this. And then don't be afraid of a lot of when you do the YouTube research for the lymphatic drainage, a lot of people are doing this. So thinking it's they're lifting up. But however, don't dragging it down doesn't mean that your skin is gonna go down. So don't be afraid of that. So I think that's I think the most common misinfo that I come across on the internet. So okay, the full course could be quite extensive, and then lymphatic drainage is actually it's not supposed to be self massage. So all the theory that I learned is to give lymphatic drainage to a client. So it'll be, I'm supposed to practice standing up, and then to the client that's lying down, right? So, but that's not, we can't really go every day to spa, and a lot of spa actually don't offer lymphatic drainage, because people, when they go to spa, they expect deep tissue massage. Personally, I think that's what it is. Then, so I'll simplify so that you could just daily practice on your own. So let's start it first with sweeping. So I showed you the, drag and release, but then there's this, you can start with the sweeping. So using this side, the thumb area, then starting from the chin. Then go to profundus. You can do that 3 times. This is the least repetitive motion, which is the beginning. And then you can do the chin. So usually you do 5 times and 3 repetitions. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then middle jaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the end of the jaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you do that 3 times. So it could take some time. So also there's no, if you do it lesser time, it wouldn't be just nothing. So depending on your mood and your time given. So don't feel too pressured. I think the most important thing is that we try to be living a stress-free life. So, and then we did the chin and the jaw area, and then we go to the upper lips. 1, but it's basically the same motion, but depending on the area of sensitivity, then the using which fingers you use would be depending on the sensitivity of the area. So I'll be using the fingertips because it's also smaller area here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go to the side end of the lips. And then here, don't be afraid that you're not sagging by doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then end of the jaw. 1, more like side cheeks, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. And then we go to the under eye area. It's basically the same, but using just the, the 4th finger here, ring fingers. It also depends, you could use the index finger, but it's a little harsher. So I use this ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it doesn't go up here. So here is just under eye area. Then, like I said earlier, this below the forehead, it goes down to the chin, to cheeks. 3, 4, 5. So, and then I told you that everything gathers at the profundus, and that's why you want to go, everything is done in front of the face, and then you go to profundus. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the most important thing here is how to exit your toxin. So that happens at terminus. And then here, when you practice on the client's body, then you're doing like this to stimulate terminus, but it's yourself in the mirror. So I cross my hands. So the terminus is located in the half of the clavicle, actually 1/3 from the starting point. 1, 2, 3, around like this, and then up. And this is where the profundus is. Then you cross your arm, and then make an outer circle, press down, and then go up. So it's gonna be a circle, but it might not be so visible, but follow me. Outer circle, go in and release. Outer circle, and press, drag down to the inner circle, and then release. Do you see the movement here in a bit? And then you do that 5 times. Again, you don't need to elbow your terminus. That's a deep tissue massage. Just you can imagine it as, you know, just drag good enough to pull the surface layer of the epidermis. Then the dermis underneath the epidermis will follow through because of the motion. So that's a good enough pressure. So the shortest cut of the lymphatic flow is in the profundus and terminus. If you don't have any time, I need to go, I need to get it ready and then go right away, or I have only 10 minutes to go to sleep. So then you do just, you know, try to do the profundus and then do terminus like this. That's the key of almost everything. And then we'll go to the upper area that has a different flow than the other two, right? So it's coming from here. Oh, and then before I forgot about the nose. So nose also is divided in basically 2 parts, because, you know, under eye and then the forehead. So before, after the under eye, you do the nose with middle fingers. And then actually the nose is, the lymphatic drainage is developed by the West. It's very established in Canada and the UK. So meaning the Asian person like me, East Asian, have different structure in the nose. So usually they say theoretically it's divided into 3 sections. So here, 1, 2, 3. But some people do have smaller nose. But then it's just you do it just 2 sections. But you never press on the top of the nose, but just the side here. But basically the same thing. But press, but gently. You don't need to squash. Release. 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 And then I do this 5 times, and then go to the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the end of the nose. The same motion. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here it could be, you know, we all have this inside, so maybe it could be 3 sections for everybody. But when you go to nose bridge, definitely I think for me, I think here is 3, but maybe here is just a 2 parts. It doesn't need to be all 3 divided sections. So depending on how your the nose is structured. And also if you have oily, greasy skin, greasy doesn't sound so great. So oily skin, the skin tend to be a bit thicker than dry skin. And also ethnically, also the Asians have usually hair's thicker and the skin layer is a bit on average. It's not for everybody, but Asians are known to be having a bit denser skin. So then what that means is you can pressure a bit more power to it. But if you have very sensitive, very light skin layer, then you have to be even more gentle, because you could irritate your lymphatic system and then get actually swelling after doing lymphatic drainage in the base. That's not what we want. We want to remove swelling, inflammation, not the other way around. So you do that at the end of the nose, 5 times each and 3 repetition. And here the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next, and then you do the here. Then I probably do just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the first part of the nose, like the other area under the eyes. And then here will be kind of going upward, because the flow is like this. So using the middle finger, I'll use middle finger here. Again, if you feel sensitive, then this is fine. Pinky is also fine. Just probably not the thumb, but yeah, you feel pressure to modify as your body feels. So here, you do up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that 3 times, and again, you don't do this. It's up and release, up and release, up and release. And then you do the sweeping like we started with the jaw. So 1. But here it's also important that you don't go down like this, because again, we know that it's just divided section. So it's actually this going below the ear area, going sweeping down will be actually against the lymphatic flow. So you don't want to go there. So sweep along the forehead line and then go exit at the ear area. So you do that 3 times. And then the most distinctive technique here is the squeezing. I don't know how many of you make dumplings. I have made plenty of dumplings as a child. So the pinch, little claw, the eyebrow, and then pinch along the brow area. And then the important thing here is you don't want to make a thick squeeze. Just gently enough that you make an edge, that you're squeezing the lymphatic vessels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do that 3 times. And then what you do is actually the same thing. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what do? We go to profundus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 3 times repetition. Then exit at the terminus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then please repeat 3 times. So this is the simple lymphatic drainage in the face that you could do at home. I recommend doing it. It's not for every day. You don't have so much toxin to release every day. So once or twice a week, and then maybe up to 3 times a week if you have a good time to practice. And then again, no, I didn't mention this, but important thing is your skin needs to be dry. Actually, I have makeup on here, but after you cleanse your face, and then without putting any lotion or oil, they want a dry skin and dry hand, and that's when you want to do the lymphatic drainage. So the reason is when your hand and then face skin is oily or moisturized, the skin wouldn't kind of follow, so the movement wouldn't work so much because it's glide down, and then when you release, you don't want the skin to go up with the fingers, the friction. So you want actually one friction, so that it will be effectively stimulates the lymphatic vessel. So you should do it on a dry skin, and then apply the facial oil or the moisturizer afterwards. And then good thing about jojoba oil is that absorption is very fast. So because it has a very close chemical characteristic to sebum, so it works like a skin layer. So sometimes I apply, because I don't like to touch a lot of things after washing face, so I get a bit very dry skin after washing my face. So I do the facial oil and then I wait till it's absorbed and then it's dry enough, and then do the lymphatic drainage. So it's been a short and sweet, quick self lymphatic drainage. I hope it's helpful and easy to follow. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to DM me or email me if you have any question about anything. So thank you for following me, and then hope to talk to you soon.